I just beat Arkham Asylum without taking any damage. This was my first time doing this, and honestly, I thought this was going to be way easier than expected. As you guys will see, a lot of things went south, but luckily we were actually able to make it to the end and beat the game entirely without taking any damage. Stay tuned. A reminder, I stream everything live at twitch.tv/extrapeaches. I'm planning on doing more of these videos, so if you guys are interested, make sure to drop any recommendations or requests in the comments, and I'll check them out. Alright, so I'm a bit sick recording this, so I'm sorry if you guys hear me like sniffing and all that stuff. I'm gonna try my best to cut it out. But we first start off with the walking simulator, you know, some easy stuff. You can't take damage here, obviously. Then we go to our first fight, which is the tutorial, really. And honestly, this part is really easy. There's only 3 guys. I didn't really have any problems with this. I just punched them and yeah, I got away with that. After that, though, there's actually a second round. And I guess there's more bombs, whatever you want to call them, this time. But it's just one more extra, so that's really not anything crazy. I just punched these guys. Nothing really crazy, just spam my X. Because none of these guys really swing, to be honest. So we're honestly chilling here. And yeah, we get these guys down, and then we complete the first fight. Alright, so on our way to Zaz, we just fight these 2 dudes. Nothing crazy. I honestly wasn't using detective mode, and I forgot these guys pop out of nowhere, so I could have gotten damage. And now we're on to Zaz. Zaz is honestly just literally a glide kick to the face, and you're chilling. Right here, I tried to go for a silent takedown because I was honestly tired of doing the fly-ins, because I always do them every time I play this game. So yeah. And after the Harley Quinn cutscene / fan service, we go to the next part. So now we're on to our technically first boss battle. For this boss battle, you really don't have to take any damage or swing at all. And it's kind of funny because this is exactly what I say. Watch this. This is the easiest boss battle ever. Oh, and yeah, I end up taking damage as soon as I say that. But luckily on the second time we were able to defeat him without damaging him or taking any damage. So yeah. Oh! Officer Balls!
Officer Balls.
That's why his name's Officer Balls, bro. He's like balls.
The transport system is down.
Damn, I kind of ruined the joke by explaining the joke. After the boss battle, really nothing crazy happens. We're just walking around for a bit. We run into Marshmallow. So after getting up the elevator, using our grappler and all that stuff, we fight these guys. And honestly, I thought I had this like in the bag, because for like the most part up until now, I have not taken any damage. But unluckily, as you can see, I get hit by a mob, and this is like a really like reoccurring theme with me and like the mobs. I always end up getting kicked because some guy just runs up to you, and it's honestly really like tricky, or like it's honestly just unexpected when it happens. You can't really predict it, so I have to change my way of fighting a lot during this game. So on to the first Predator section. This section was honestly whatever. It wasn't really anything hard, since it's basically like the first Predator section. It's super easy, so I just honestly do my normal thing that I do in every Predator section and just silently take them down. And yeah, I get through these pretty easy. And after that, we come to one of my favorite cutscenes in the game, which honestly is one of the coolest ones. You get to take in the environment, and it's just super neat. Aura, that's what I'm saying, bro. That's full aura right there. After beating up the guys at the Batmobile, I end up getting one of the most useful gadgets, the explosive gel. This thing is insane, and if you know how to use it properly, like it's so easy. So I get that, and then we just run back and then punch some guys on the way. Pretty easy stuff. I knocked those guys out, and then we go into, I think, what is it? The Arkham medical facility? I don't know what it's called. But then we have to go save the doctors. That stuff is pretty time consuming. It's kind of boring. Nothing crazy. I did honestly. I think I had a bit of trouble in like the third doctor, I think, because there's like a whole fight section, but that was pretty easy. I got it after the second try. I just took damage once. So yeah. Then we go into the Scarecrow section, which I also thought was going to be hard, but luckily those were pretty easy. And yeah, we low-key are just cruising like along pretty well and at a good pace. Nothing really crazy happening. And yeah. After that, we just run around for a bit, beat up some guys. We get into a predator section, and this predator section is honestly pretty easy, which most of them are in this game, but there are like 2 near the end that are like just really annoying to play through. I found myself always dying in those because, like, dude, the guys have like aimbot. I don't know. But anyways, we save Commissioner Gordon, and then we start the Bane boss battle. So the Bane boss battle is not as easy as I thought it would be. It's honestly one of the harder ones. And I don't know, I felt like I wasn't going to struggle as much as I did initially. But yeah, I was just spamming the batarangs and just trying to do damage like that. I was taking my time. At first, I was being a bit more greedy because the guys ended up coming and you're supposed to, like, you know, take them down as well. What I would do, I'd try to go for all of them. And then I ended up getting punched by one guy, or Bane would just run in or throw a body at me. That was a really big way to die as well. He would throw a lot of bodies at you, and you just gotta be aware of what Bane is doing at all times while punching the other guys. The henchmen are so annoying, but luckily, if you get your timing right, you can get Bane to run them over, so they get damaged, and you get to do some damage off of them too. What I was doing in the run, my last run, when I actually defeated him, I was trying to just play patiently. I would throw my batarangs and evade the guys that were trying to punch me. And every time you'd run into a wall, I try to take down at least 2 guys if I could, 1 guy, because that would help a lot, and it just, you know, it lessens the amount of congestion in the arena, and it just helps a lot. But as you can see, as you'll see in like most of the other fights, they tend to be in small arenas, which honestly mess you up a lot. So you just gotta a lot of like boss battles that involve like Titans or like Bane have you like evading like crazy, just jumping around, looking like a bunny or something, bro. It's honestly annoying, but you know, you just have to do it.
Nice. Huge. Let's go, baby.
So after the Bane boss fight, we go to the Batcave and get the grappler. Then we go to the Arkham mansion and get someone's records or something, Dr. Young's records, I forgot already. Well, anyways, we fight some people, save the doctor or the worker. Then we get to this fight, and this fight was super annoying. I at least died around maybe like 10 times, and it's just because there's 2 guys that are knifing here, and you can't take them down normally. And during this time, I still had no clue you could use B and Y, because I thought that wasn't added into this game. That like combo takedown where you get like 5 hits. I thought that didn't exist in this game, so I just was not using anything like that to fight, and it was just really annoying to like do. But luckily, after like 12 or so tries, I ended up getting it. So after that, we go into a predator section again, and this predator section is pretty easy. I did end up dying once just because I was being impatient, but most of these predator sections are easy to get through as long as you're patient with it. So I was able to get through this pretty quick and then save the officers. After that, it was the second Scarecrow section, and this section is honestly pretty cool. I think all the Scarecrow sections are really sick, but this one is basically the same as the first one. It's just the only difference was that there's actual like skeletons that you have to fight now. And luckily these guys are like one hit, so it's not really anything crazy, but I did end up taking damage a bit here. Luckily I was able to get it pretty quick by using the explosive gel, and the explosive gel literally kills everyone in like the range and radius if like it hits them. so that was pretty easy. And I also did have a bit of trouble with Scarecrow and like getting spotted by him, because sometimes like there'd be like sections where it was too long and I'd end up dying. But that's just a skill issue on my part. I honestly do settle that a lot, but luckily I was able to get it, and we move on.
Nice.
After that, we have to save Dr. Young again from Victor's ass, and you can't really take damage here. I mean, as long as you don't peek like crazy. So I just take him down with the batarang, and I get to save Dr. Young. But unfortunately, she dies like 30 seconds later because of the gas. So yeah. After that, we're supposed to fight 4 thugs, and it's nothing really crazy here. I do end up getting punched by like a thug in the face, which sucks, but it's whatever. But one thing that is really like important here to notice is that one of the guys has a lightning shock or rod stick, whatever you want to call it. That can really mess you up, because if you go into free flow and you accidentally punch him, you will take damage. So you just got to be careful when going into free flow and not just jumping on like anyone like random. After that, I take down 3 guys, nothing really crazy. They're not really looking at you, so it's easy. Then we go to the penitentiary and then take down these guys. See Poison Ivy on the way, then save the warden. After that, we see the one guy that got added to the game, which is a pretty neat Easter egg. And we move on to the next part, which is the Harley Quinn boss battle. I mean, this boss battle wasn't really anything crazy. I honestly, from what I remember, I feel like it was going to be a lot harder than it actually was. But luckily, I was able to finish this pretty quick, and there wasn't really any like issues here. I mean, you actually don't fight like Harley Quinn herself, but you just fight her thugs and just try not to get electrocuted. And it's basically just a combat section with like, you know, electrocuted pads, and you just got to be aware without getting hit. And yeah, I was able to get on pretty quick and then move on to the next part.
Dice. That's my party list.
Hey, yeah.
After that, we go to the Botanical Gardens and take these 2 guys out before going into the next Predator section. And this Predator section is pretty easy. All I literally do is just go through without taking any damage, because I just don't fight anyone. You can entirely skip this one without getting into a fight. Then we see the cutscene. I was talking in the chat about the alternate cutscene, because if you go do like all the other stuff, you get the different cutscene, which I didn't get. But here's the other cutscene if you still haven't seen it, which is pretty cool.
You need to stop this now, before it goes too far.
At this rate, you'll never catch me.
So after that, I go turn off the electricity that was preventing me from going through the water. And this was pretty easy. All I do is just take these guys out and, you know, punch them and save the guard. But there was a pretty funny part where I thought I finished all the guys and I just get hit by a box, which will be in the end when I show all like the deaths and everything, which I thought was pretty funny. After that, I go into a Predator section, and in this Predator section, I honestly thought it was just like a normal one where you just go through everything. So I just take down everyone and do my own thing. But then I find out, oh, you're not supposed to do that. And then I basically die here and take damage.
It's like right there.
Sorry, Doc. Looks like you're out.
But luckily, I'm able to do it again, so I'm like, let me do it again. And I'm just getting to this part, you know, doing everything. But for some reason, I just can't get it, and then I take damage. So I have to redo the whole thing again. After doing that, I redo it, and this time I actually get it on time and not take damage for them. But from now on, I'm like very aware of these and like kind of scared of them. So I'm like always trying to get them pretty well. So anyways, after that, we move on to the next part, which is the boss battle. And this boss battle is pretty interesting. It is 2 titans, and we are in like a small room, not as small as the next ones, but this one's still pretty small in my opinion. So I mean, this boss battle was honestly in the middle for me. I mean, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't easy. One thing you had to look out for was them being able to pick up the bodies. We didn't have to fight any thugs or anything, but they were still like bodies on the floor. The titans would just pick that up and throw it at you, so you just gotta be careful. But for the most part, what I was just trying to do is I would just play patiently and then just throw my batarang, wait for them to beat each other up, get them low to where I would be able to get one up, and then just do a lot of damage on the other guy. And yeah, it wasn't really anything crazy. I was able to get it after maybe like 4 or 5 tries, I think. Just had to play patient and just wait. I mean, like a lot of these stuff are just being patient, and you'll most likely just be alright. After this, we do get the line launcher, and the line launcher is pretty helpful, but combat wise, you don't really do much. It's just really more helpful for like the game and like traversing around. So yeah. So after talking to Ivy, we have to go to Croc's lair to go get some samples for some Titan stuff. And on the way, we get these guys. Nothing really crazy here. And now we're back to the same Predator section that I just didn't empty out earlier. And I just tried the same thing without fighting anyone, and I just completely dodged this by just getting through. But unluckily they did spot me right away, so I had to redo it, but I was able to do it properly just fine. It just took a bit of timing and just patience. So now Ivy's plants are out in the map, and you just got to be careful with these while moving around the map. It was just something else I had to be more aware of on my way to cache. At the time I didn't know that you could just crouch near them and not get damaged by them, so I thought you had to like outrun them, and I completely forgot about that, which did make me restart a bit of times. We then get to the other side of the map and just get through this guy and just take him down. He was kind of like a hassle because he honestly did see me a couple of times and just like lasered me for no reason, but I was able to get him down after like 3 times. After that, we just go into this predator section, and for the most part this section's alright. I mean, there's just gargoyles that blow up now, so we just got to be careful on those. So what I basically was just doing was just silent taking down everyone, and then there was just one guy that would not leave his post near the gas thing. So what I had to do was batarang in front of him so he can come out a bit, and once he was below the vents I would just come out and take him out. And then after that, I mean, the rest of the predator section is pretty easy. I just take everyone out and then move on to the next part. And now we move on to the last scarecrow section, which is honestly my favorite out of the 3. I tried to act clueless and like trick the chat, but none of them fell for it, and I just look really dumb.
Let's go.
Did anyone catch the game last night?
Bro. Bro. Did my game crashed. My game crashed.
After that, we have to kind of take damage because, you know, the Joker literally just shoots us in the face. But it's an illusion, so it really doesn't count as damage. Anyways, we have to, like, you know, you can't dodge that. So we go into the Scarecrow section, and for the most part, same thing as all the other Scarecrow sections. Right here, I was just, like, trying to get, you know, rid of all of them really quickly, so I just used explosive gel. And they do take a while to get to you, so it's not really a big deal. And, you know, I'm just going through everything. I was fine until the last part where I got too greedy trying to do my explosive gel. And I get punched in the face, but that was only once. And the second try, I do get it. For the most part, it was just a lot of combat. I mean, I didn't really try doing anything, like, flashy. I was just punching them all. After Scarecrow gets away, we get into a secret room. And the Croc boss battle finally starts. This is one of my favorite boss battles. I know I keep saying that, but it's just this game is actually really, like, insanely good with boss battles. Like, I wouldn't say that. But I don't know, they're just creative and fun. I mean, there really isn't a boss battle in the Arkham series that is like Killer Croc's boss battle in Arkham Asylum. So I really like this one. So we start the boss battle and everything's pretty usual. I'm just crouching through all the little like ledges and trying not to like make any sound. And then Croc comes out of the one of the wood planks, or whatever you want to call them, and I keep for some reason just quick firing my batarang, thinking that would actually like take him down, but unfortunately it doesn't take him down. You actually have to aim the batarang, which it says on the bottom, and I didn't realize that. I'm kind of slow, but you know. So in my second attempt of doing this, I just aimed my batarang and I was alright, and we were able to collect some samples. But on the way to another sample, Killer Croc comes out of one of the ledges, and for some reason I have my line launcher out, and I just go into him and I die. This makes me restart the whole run again, and it's my 3rd time doing it. Luckily on my 3rd time I do understand like everything now, and I'm able to get it pretty quickly, and I move on to the next part. Still, this is one of my favorite boss battles. I think the eerie environment is so cool, and it's just kind of like scary to run from Killer Croc.
My caves will be your tomb.
So after that, we beat these guys up, and then we make our way to the Batcave, where we end up getting the Ultra Batclaw. And this Batclaw is honestly insanely useful, but for some reason I just didn't use it as much during this run. But anyways, we move on to this next part. For some reason, I had no clue that you could just crouch nearby these poison ivy plants and not get damaged. So every time I would try to go up to it, I would think it like would destroy me. So I just would always take damage trying to go up to it. But luckily, I ended up finding out you can just crouch near them and I easily just get through. But man, that did take me a couple of tries. So anyways, we make our way back up through these ruins. Then we use the Ultra Batclaw. After that, I Ultra Batclaw the 3 guys that are just chilling there, conveniently. Then I take down these guys pretty quick, nothing crazy. Then we move on to this Predator section. And this one is honestly the worst one in my opinion. This is my least favorite section. My timing would always be really bad and it'd just be the worst thing ever. But luckily, after maybe 15 or 12 tries, I was able to get it. It's just a lot of patience and knowing your timing. Definitely one of the harder Predator sections in Arkham Asylum in my opinion. And yeah. So now we have to fight these guys. First thing I try to do here is try to take the guy with the gun out. That way I don't get shot and take damage. There is also a guy with a knife here, but I'm able to take him down pretty quick. Then I go for the guy with the taser and try to take him down as quickly as possible so he doesn't ruin my combo. One thing to note is that I tried to be aware of the guy with the gun, that way I wouldn't get shot. And after that it was pretty easy and I moved on to the next part. So now we go to the boss battle, and this boss battle is pretty annoying to fight in considering you're in a small space. I did get hit a lot. I was trying to use the explosive gel here, but there was many times where I did take a lot of damage from the thugs. The Titan would run at me sometimes and I just wouldn't realize it. Being able to dodge would be really hard here because the Titan was in such a small space that you really couldn't dodge that much. But other than that, most of this was pretty standard. It's just fighting the thugs, trying to get them all down, then targeting the Titan at the end. And yeah, I was able to kind of get this after maybe 6 or 8 tries. And yeah, we move on to the next part from here. Definitely one of the harder boss battles in this game. I just hate being in small spaces, but this game really does do that a lot. It makes you fight in small spaces and really congested areas. So after finishing the boss battle, we just make our way out of here. Then we just gotta be careful with the poison ivy plants, knowing that they can actually activate and hit you for damage. So I was just crouching nearby these. But on my way to the building, I do end up getting sniped, so I had to restart again. And this time I just make sure I take down the snipers properly and not take damage. There are 2 snipers and you just have to be careful when you're taking one sniper out and making sure that the other sniper doesn't shoot you. After taking down the both snipers, we make our way into the gardens and we fight these 2 guys. It wasn't anything crazy. I was able to take them down pretty quick, and then we move on to the actual boss battle. So coming into this boss battle, I knew it was going to be a hard fight overall. I felt that I needed a lot of patience doing this fight, so that's what I was mainly going for while doing this. In the beginning, I just didn't shoot Poison Ivy when her flower would open. She would release a cannon load of fireballs. And I didn't want to get hit by them since the first time I did that, I got lasered by them. I just didn't bother to do that going forward in the other retries that I did. But what I found out was that it was virtually kind of impossible and it'd take forever to complete if I just didn't bother to use that opening and not do any damage. The first tries were just me trying to get the timing correct, and I knew I was going to take a while doing this because it just seemed like a very hard boss battle. Eventually, I do start shooting Poison Ivy with the battering when the flower opens, and this did make it a lot easier, and I started getting the hang of dodging the little fire orbs every time she'd shoot them. Now this was just a battle of being patient and trying to position correctly. What I did struggle in a lot was positioning at first. I did die many times in the vines because my positioning was too poor. So what I would try to do would be stay in the middle as much as I can. That way I wouldn't get trapped in the vines. After getting better at the positioning, I had to time my fireballs properly. And what I would do here is I would just run in circles. That way I wouldn't get shot by the fireballs. The fireballs were very weird. Sometimes they would go slow and sometimes their shot direction would just be very unexpected. So I would try to evade it. But I found that just running in circles was a lot easier later in the run. So that's what I started doing and adapting to that. Once I was able to get that down, we were able to complete the first part of the Ivy battle.
A more powerful force, Batman.
Now for the second part. So by the time the second part of the Ivy boss battle came around, I was already really tired. It was already late into the night and we were streaming for a while trying to get to this part. I was already getting punched by the thugs and taking a lot of damage. so this was just very demotivating and draining for me. So I ended up taking a break and ended up continuing the next day. So by the time the second day came, I got back on to stream this run. I come to find out that I have to do the whole Poison Ivy boss battle again from the first fight. So I was just shocked that I had to do the whole thing all over again. It took me so long to get to that part, but I knew I could do it again. And luckily, I was able to get it first try. So now that we got into the second part of the boss battle, I figured out that you can actually batarang and punch the thugs or police officers that are coming towards you into the bottom of the pit near the corner of the ivy ground. And this was super helpful because that way I wouldn't have to take them down slowly and try to knock them out. I could easily just punch them when they're in the corner and they would fall off the edge. I abused this as much as I could because I did not want to spend more time on this boss battle. And while doing this, some of the thugs would actually stay stuck in the middle, and sometimes they would try to punch me while I was trying to move away from the vines. Luckily, I was able to dodge them. Sometimes though, there would be police officers that would stay in the middle. It would be hard for them to get to the edge so I can kick them out. This would be a huge problem for me because what would happen is that I'd be trying to reposition while the vines were coming out of the ground, and the police officers would just be trying to punch me or get in my way and block me from trying to get to the other side. This in turn would cause me to take damage and ruin the run. But after a few attempts, I was able to get it, and we ended up finishing the boss battle. This boss battle took maybe an average of an hour to an hour 30 for both of them to be completed. I took way too long on these. It was very hard. Being positioned at the right time was just RNG. The thugs being in your way, you couldn't really do much. They were just blocking you from the vines. Going for ground takedowns were really risky as well, since the vines could just come up at any moment. But luckily, as I said already, we were able to finish this and we moved on to the last part of the game.
I can take it. I'll do anything.
Huge. Oh wait. Yeah, fuck you, fuck your friends. So after beating Poison Ivy, we end up going to the final boss battle. And on the way there, we have to go through the "Is this Batman? Let me see if you're on the list" cutscene. So I just end up rocking him, bro. And I kill him, and then I do the same thing when I get to the next room, but then I realize, wait a minute, this is dumb. I'm just gonna take damage. So I just full restart, and I redo the whole thing all over again. And I get into the first boss battle of the Joker Titan boss battle, which is the 2 Titans and the henchmen around them. Now this boss battle was honestly annoying, I'd say. It wasn't as hard as the other ones, but it was still like a Titan boss battle, and it had 2 Titans and thugs. The last Titan boss battle was 1 Titan and thugs, but this one had 2, so it was a bit of a challenge, but you eventually understand it and get the grip of it. I did take a lot of damage sometimes just by not being aware of what the Titans were doing. I'd be too busy fighting the thugs, and out of nowhere, one of the Titans would just throw a body at me and I'd take damage. He would either run at me and I'd take damage from that as well. The thugs would sometimes just come to my face and I'd just get punched. There was a lot of problems in the beginning and it just really did suck. Since most boss battles in Arkham Asylum are in a small space, it's just you get used to it over time, and this boss battle wasn't really too crazy once I understood that it was a small space. At first, I would just focus on the thugs, that way they wouldn't be in my way while I was trying to kill the Titans. Once there were 2 Titans, I would just punch them until they would punch each other. I'm literally just trying to get on the Titans and trying to take down the thugs, that way I could just ground take them down, or they'd be easier to knock down since they have already taken damage. After striking the thugs with the Titan, I would try to make my way to the other Titan and punch him in the face. This boss battle was a lot of quick decisions, so just being able to do that was a bit hard in itself. What I do like doing a lot here is evading and just swinging my batarang, which I tend to do a lot in this whole run, and it really did work for me pretty well. Something that was a bit concerning was me getting really close to the thugs and the Titans accidentally swinging on me. Throughout the game, I was able to memorize the fighting patterns of the Titans, allowing me to swing when they were most likely not going to swing. Sometimes the Titans would just punch you out of nowhere if their animations would reset, but for the most part, it really wouldn't happen. It did happen to me a couple of times though, but other than that, I was able to get free damage off of them. One thing to note in this boss battle is to always stay around the walls, but not too close to the corners, because if the Titans were to get too close to you and start charging towards you, you would easily take damage. But in the end, I was able to play this pretty smart, and I was able to move on to the last boss battle of the game, which is the Titan Joker. And the Titan Joker was something that I expected to be very easy. I mean, this boss battle has never really caused me any problems. My first playthrough of this game, I was able to beat Titan Joker in one go, and there was no problem with that. And many times I've always beat him. But this run really did prove to be different.
Stick this through your freaking skull.
Let's go. Nice.
So after finishing that part, I was like, alright, this game's gonna be super easy now. Let's finish this run and we're done. I really did think I was gonna finish this easily and go on with my day. But as it turns out, it did not go that way at all. This fight was supposed to be the easiest one out of all of them in this whole series. But for some reason, I just could not beat him. I wouldn't take damage to Titan Joker. That part was super easy. What really messed me up was the amount of thugs that were just around me. Every time I try to go for a play, I either get punched or just something really unlucky would happen to me. At first, I thought it was just my reaction time being bad, so I worked on that. And it just kept happening and kept happening. I started approaching this with more of a strategy, and it just still would not work. So this boss battle really did take me a huge amount of time. I was super annoyed while doing this boss battle. One of the worst things that were happening to me were just getting punched out of nowhere, miss-punching my times, my dodges would not work, my punches wouldn't go through sometimes. There'd be times where I would punch someone, and they would just punch me faster for some reason. Like, yeah, that makes so much sense. The Batman who's been practicing how to punch all his life is getting beaten by a random guy who just lived in an asylum. Like, that makes so much sense. At one point, I was super close to finishing this fight, and I was ready to get off. But for some reason, I just get griefed by the chat. And I full lose my focus, and I get shot by a gun.
I think that was my round. Don't you, old man?
The gun was a huge problem. The little container in the box would always mess me up. So what I would always try to do after the first lap that the Joker would do, I would place a lot of explosive gel around that area. I try to place 2 explosive gels near the gun box and 1 in the middle to get the enemies concussed. This would work, but for some reason, sometimes the thugs would not get concussed, or maybe just 1 would get concussed, and it'd just be really annoying to have to deal with. There would also be times where I would pull down the Joker, and there was just a thug that got up for no reason and punched me in the face. And do not get me started on the taser stick. The taser stick is probably the worst thing in this game. I took so much damage from this thing, and it just annoyed me so much. You can't really do anything unless you get combo, and then you can take it down somehow, and you'll be fine. But even then, other thugs will pick this up and try to use it against you. At one point in this game, I was already at the finish line. 3 people left. One of the thugs just picks up the taser stick and goes at me for no reason. I'm mid combo, I'm about to get him, he picks it up, the animation registers, and it's in his hand, and I just take the damage and I have to redo the whole thing. Even though I got so close so many times, it just for some reason didn't want to let me go through. I died to the dumbest things ever. A death comp at the end, by the way. But eventually, I end up getting just off the game. I couldn't do anything. I felt fully defeated. I tried and I just couldn't. I ended up redoing it around maybe 40 times in that stream. I was there for like at least an hour and a half. And it really did take me a lot of time, and I just thought maybe today is not the day. So I decided to take a break, and that's exactly what I did. Day 2 is here. I have to lock this in and finish this today. I start off pretty confident, and you know, I do my stuff. I blow everyone up, and I'm getting people down. I'm already getting grief by chat. That's fine. This time I'm fully confident I'm going to get this very quickly. I'm fighting everyone, and I'm already at the last stage, and boom, I punched the guy with the taser stick. I've said this already, I hate the taser stick so much. Worst thing in this game. Then my second try comes in, and I have my explosive gel already set up and everything. This should be an easy wipe for this round. So I blow up the explosive gel, and bam, the guy next to me does not get concussed and punches me in the face. Okay, next round. Third try. We go in. This is easy, we're near the end already. We just need 3 more guys. On my way, oh wait, what is that? He has a gun and my batarang doesn't launch him into the wall? What? No way! Does my batarang not work anymore? I guess not. Bam! I get shot in the face. The guy with the gun does not want to fall, and I'm spamming him with batarangs. He does not fall. Absolutely devastated. I cannot get that man to get shocked or electrocuted by the fence for no reason. He just is that man. He's got it. In my fourth try, I'm fairly confident that I will actually get this now, because I keep consistently reaching the last round. And then bam, some guy just comes up to me and kicks me in the face. Like, he just gets up and he's literally the Flash. Faster than the Flash, because that man is washed. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, it's been so many tries that I lost how many counts I've been on. But I'm going at it still. This time I found a new method. I'm trying to get the thugs to go in the fence by using my batarang. That way they get electrocuted and I don't have to fight them. And it's been working fine. I'm learning how to use the arena to my advantage, which is improving this run a lot more. Then out of nowhere, bam, I punched the guy with a taser gun again. The taser gun is the worst thing ever. Okay, next try. We go at it again. I'm fairly confident. You know, it's dark now. The light in my webcam has disappeared. Now I have to turn on the light. So now I have to lock in fully. I get in, bam, he picks up the taser gun again and lasers me with that thing. But then the run finally comes. The run is finally here.
Let's get ready to tango! It won't kill you to smile, bats! Ah! Excuse me, bats! In you come, boys! I've softened them up for you. Mind your head, bat! So, Mr. Referee, how was that round? Jack Ryder's chopper I see. Get off me! When I get out of this, I'm going to rip your freaking head off!
Okay, 1.
Give me your best shot, bats! You'll lose, and everyone will see. I'm out, bats! My people need. Give them a kicking for me, boys! I think that was my round, don't you, old man? More helicopters? How exciting! People of Gotham, enjoy your evening! Your last!
No!
Come in, boys!
Bro.
Knock him about a bit! I've got a city to address.
Don't open it, don't open it, don't open it.
This'll hurt. I'll give you something for the morning news, Gotham. When I'm done here, I will march on Gotham flanked by an army of brutal monsters. Sounds like fun, doesn't it? What are you doing? You'll die for this, bats!
Lock in, lock in, lock in, lock in.
Bring it on! I'll rip you apart for all Gotham to see! Back in a second. Bats! In you come, boys! Tear 'em a new one for me! Look out! I think it's a unanimous decision. I am the greatest! Mind your head,
You. Wait, chill, wait.
This won't stop me!
Let's go. Just like that, we win the whole thing.
You can't beat me. I'm actually going to win. Ready for the next round?
Always.
What?
I'll never let you win. Never.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. First try. First try. First try. Had to be. You can never beat it. Nah, chill. Let's get some W, bro.
Thank God. I was so worried.
Can we get some W's in the chat, guys?
GCPD
Right now.
has control of the asylum. Doctors are treating the injured, but it looks
Oh.
like it'll take some time. All super criminals are back in custody.
Holy man, that took way
Quite a
too
mess in
long.
there. And the venom in
The
his
and just how I said it in the video, just like that, we beat the whole thing, man. Thank you guys for watching. If you really did watch this far, I really do appreciate you guys. This was my first type of long-form content I've made ever, really. I've never made something like this. So I really do hope you guys enjoy this. I'm planning on streaming Arkham Origins No Damage Run. No, wait. Arkham Origins No Death Run. Or Arkham Knight No Damage Run. One of those two. If you guys are interested, please check me out at twitch.tv/extrapeaches. Go follow that if you guys really did enjoy this. And yeah, if you guys ever check me out, go make sure to go say hi. Say you guys came from this video. And let me know. I really do guys appreciate you for staying. It took me forever to make. It took me almost like 2 weeks, I think? No, maybe around there. I don't know. It was a while. It was a lot of voice recording, voice overdubbing, editing the clips. I had over like 20 hours of footage that I had to cut from the stream into this small video. I mean, this is considered super small compared to the huge ass 20 hours I had. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And without further ado, here's the Extra Peaches DEFCON.
This is a random ass chance
Watch this.
you probably came across. I don't
This is the easiest boss battle ever.
Why'd you click on, but oh well. You're here now.
Oh, I literally just got damn. No. Okay, okay.
Even knows why'd you click on this? It's probably just a random video in your recommends, oh well.
I keep selling
Here now. extra peaches and friends. This is the channel where I just upload random stuff. It's extra peaches and friends, extra peaches and friends, extra peaches and friends, extra peaches and friends. This was an excuse to make a shitty
Okay, bro, I'm so ass.
sound.
Might see me. Oh!
You probably clicked on this video thinking it'd be interesting. Yes, I did. But the truth
No!
I recorded this in one day. If you can't tell, you ready?
You're gonna
The song sucks.
Bro, I'm so ass.
Kinda random stuff to say. So I'm just
Bro, I'm in the.
say random
Bro, I clicked.
yeah.
Game no game.
Bro,
Anyways,
bro, I'm.
only the best will
Bro, he saw me. That's why.
It's extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. This is the
I
channel
already died, bro.
where I just upload stuff. It's extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. Extra peaches and friends. This was an excuse to make a shitty ass song. Probably came across. I don't even know why you click on, but oh well. No one even knows why you click on this. It's probably just a random video and you recommend it. Oh well. You're here now.
Crap, he's like right there.
Sorry, Doc.
This is the channel about
Batman.
He said Batman.
stuff and more stuff. It's extra peaches and extra peaches and extra
Oh my
peaches
goodness.
and
Bro, he's chucked it. He's so
This is the channel where I just upload random stuff.
But no! No! I'm not running up on it. No! Okay.
To make a shitty ass song.
I'm dead.
Video thinking it'd be interesting. Yes.
Okay, bro.
Recorded this in one day. Can't tell.
How much more?
The song sucks. Say random about stuff.
They won't get
Anyways,
You know how you chew on your
This wasn't a song. Don't even know why'd you think so well. No one even knows why'd you click on this. It's probably just a random video and you recommend it. Oh well. This is
I can't even get like stuck on the thing. See what I'm saying? I just
extra peaches and extra peaches and shitty ass song.
can beat me? What are you doing? My look out! How was that? I think that was
No! Bro! No!
it won't kill you.
Bro! Oh, GG's. No! Why did you
Let's go. Just like that, we win the whole